On a-tu juste là, on n'a pas Harry? On n'a pas Paul, hein?
Oh, Verity, no, I can't connect.
Avec ce que j'ai envoyé? Ah, Paul est là.
Moi, je pense que c'est. Moi, j'ai pas la journée pour le moment. C'est pas ridicule.
Mais pour YouTube, il va, hein? Tu peux éteindre ta caméra devant ça.
Ce serait peut-être pas une mauvaise idée.
Ah,
Là, on a Paul. Harry ne peut pas connecter ce que je lui ai envoyé.
voilà, il est en train de me taper.
On essaye, là.
C'est correct.
Ça sera pas long, moi, conseiller des prix. Laisse ça te faire ça.
C'est correct, on est pas prêt.
C'est qu'on enregistre, là.
Non, on enregistre.
Yes, indeed. I'll try again now. OK. Il a essayé 2 fois. Ça ne marche pas.
C'est bizarre. Je peux voir.
Julie, je t'ai envoyé un autre.
Ben, c'est le même que je lui ai envoyé après-midi.
OK.
Je vais l'envoyer sur ces deux.
Ah, I'm in now.
Ah, OK. Je vais faire un autre test de son juste pour vérifier que les deux.
Vas-y.
Ben, c'est plus eux autres. Paul et Harry, si on les entend quand ils parlent.
Ouais. Ah, tu veux que j'ai le mot qui parle?
Ouais.
Check, check. English channel.
Peux-tu nous parler?
Allô?
Hello? Hello?
OK, on t'entend, c'est bon?
We hear you. That's good.
You're also online?
Oui.
Yep.
Merci, Sylvain.
Excusez, monsieur le maire.
C'est ça que je parle. Moi, je parlais. Oh. We're streaming. All right. Bon. Bonsoir tout le monde.
Bonsoir.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our regular meeting for March 2nd. Have a nice March break to everyone. As we always do, we start the meeting. Just to remind you, we are gathering on the unceded traditional territory of the Mi'kmaq people, whose ancestors signed the Treaty of Peace and Friendship with the British Crown in the 1700s. Mr. Clerk, with a couple of technical problems, we do have corrupt. Declaration of conflict of interest. Any members who would like to declare a conflict of interest on the items on this agenda? Seeing none. Adoption of the agenda. You have in front of you, I would need a motion to adopt, moved by Deputy Mayor Sylvie Colette Boudreau, seconded by Jean-Claude Bertin.
Tous en faveur en diront oui.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Contre, non.
Against, nay.
Adopté. Merci.
Carried. Thank you.
Numéro 5.
5, adoptions of minutes. We have two, the one for February 2nd and the minutes for February 17th. So we need a motion for each. I would need a motion to adopt the minutes for February 2nd, moved by Councillor Germaine Galland, seconded by Councillor O'Brien. Questions, errors, clarification on the minutes?
Tous en faveur en diront oui.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Contre, non.
Against, nay.
Adopté. Merci.
Carried. Thank you.
Je fais des pauses par exprès à cause des voyages.
So he's pausing because there's a little delay, like with our friends who are remotely.
Pour le procès-verbal de notre
As for the minutes of February 17th, I would need a motion to adopt, moved by Councillor Joël Després, seconded by Councillor Emile O'Brien. Questions?
Sinon, tous en faveur en
If
diront
not,
oui.
all in favor signify by saying aye.
Contre, non.
Against, nay.
Adopté.
Carried. Thank you.
Nous n'avons rien de prévu pour le numéro
We have no 6 and 7. We do not have any public presentation or correspondence. 8, we had like the quarterly reports, like every 3 months from the RCMP. So it was there for your information. Our friends from the RCMP are not here this evening, so we can forward your questions like to the detachment. So these were statistics, not only the one for Shediac, but we have like the municipalities in our region. Mr. Clerk, just maybe an additional information. Sergeant Pierre-Luc Hachette should be attending the next meeting, so March 16th. So if you have any question, we would invite it to forward them to us, and then we can update them so he can prepare his material, and he will be able to answer any questions on the quarterly report. Questions, Emile O'Brien. Just a quick question. So the document we got in eScribe, is it still there? So it's a public document. As soon as it's being published, it becomes a public document. Thank you. These are statistics, and they're not only given to us, but to other municipalities too. Councillor Jean-Claude Bertin, thank you. Did you get an answer for the, I didn't get what he said, like, he got an answer,
Correspondance.
like a correspondence, or I got an answer for the correspondence we sent, and I sent it like to the Minister of Public Safety, and he told me they did receive like the letter. Mr. Serotic, like he was part of the J Division in Fredericton, so he also answered to me, and I also got like Friday a call from. She would be like the person responsible for all the detachment in southeastern New Brunswick, Mrs. Chantal Farah. She's responsible for all the southeast detachment. So she joined me last Friday in the afternoon. They would like to come and see us, so we'll try to organize and find a date so they can come and see the council. As I told you, like the process, like to launch an alert, like on our cell phone, we're not aware of this, but it's a process, as you would guess, and they did confirm that to me. But they will explain like these type of things, so you'll have some information on those. So they did some research as soon as they knew, like they were informed. So they're still looking like for the guy in question from the Shediac jail. They wanted to show like an openness to come and see us and answer our questions. At least we would know more like on this matter than what we know now. So we'll try to organize something like maybe by around mid-March.
Donc, numéro 9, rapport
9, the CAO report. Our CAO is on vacation this week.
Avec un peu moins de neige.
He's at a location where there's a little bit less snow, so there will be no report for no recommendation for the Southeast business, and nothing in unfinished business and new business. But there's also always like the inquiries by members of council. For your information, Councillor Emile O'Brien, you're the first one. I don't know who to ask the question, but as for like people who are like with mobility issues, is there a bylaw or that would include these, like for the town, so when they travel on Main Street and when they get into the stores, because some stores they cannot come in because if they're in a wheelchair or it's not accessible, or if there's a step. Is there a bylaw like that? No, there's no municipal bylaw for this. It would be part of the National Building Code, to my knowledge anyway. So that's why, like any new construction, like it's mandatory. Like for a building that's been there like for 100 years or 75 years ago, well, the building code was different then. So could we forward a question for Plan 360? So they might have a couple of additional information. So we cannot force them, like it's not a matter of like a bylaw can enforce this. It's with the building code, what they had at the time, like. So these were the parameters that were acceptable at the time, and it's really so they did the buildings that are 7,500 years old. Well, the requirements were different back then. So maybe like the individual from Plan 360, they might be aware of if there's any modification, but I can get the information. We were visited the mobility NB or NB accessibility NB. So there might be some information, Councillor O'Brien, that we could check. We'll try to document and come back like with some information. Because he went to check like the municipal building, so I'm not sure if it could apply to like for the businesses in the region. So there were some modifications we're supposed to do like at the arena with the doors or. So yes, if you have contact there. Yes, on the Beaubridge Street. I got a call at the intersection. They were wondering if you could mention it to the council. There's a lot of people speaking at the same time. Oh, it was for snow removal. Like they did what they could. Like now they have to continue, like to clean up and to widen like the streets where needed. It was especially at the intersections, like at the streets. The last snowstorm was a little bit challenging, so we had some guys who even slept like at the shops to make sure they could remove snow. And I agree, there's many intersections like the snowbanks are high, and we get some. We're trying like to solve this problem as soon as possible. We'll try like to check this specific intersection. I noticed one of the employees use a backhoe like just to remove the snow like from the fire hydrant because they were just drowned in snow. Councillor Janice, the question for the last snowstorm we had. Our services, are they like 24/7 like during a snowstorm? Because the day after there were 3-4 cars like they were stuck like in streets, like people just left their car there, like we have a snow removal policy. Usually, like during snowstorm, it's under our limits, but the bigger storm, like the one we had last week, it can take up to 3 days, like to remove the snow. We were able to do it like in a shorter amount of time, but some areas, yes, we had like snow banks. Bridge, and we had some problem areas, like it's also for a safety reason, like if something happened, that we would be able to open our streets, like for security purposes. Usually, like with our bylaw officer, if some cars are not supposed to be there, so they can tow them, so we can use the plow. But this storm was quite sudden. It happened, and some people, like we saw a few abandoned cars, like on the streets. Councillor Paul Boudreau, can you hear me?
Okay.
A couple of items, like a citizen brought a suggestion to have like a pedestrian crosswalk on Beaubridge Street that would connect Providence with the new Providence House. I hear Fred talk also, so my recommendation would maybe we should bring it like to the public safety meeting next Wednesday. So Wednesday, would it be possible to discuss it and get people from public works and the administration? I would say yes. We could at least like check this issue. That's all I want for now. Thank you. The other one's a couple of updates. The arena, did we get any details of what happened and what would be the solution, or do we have Sylvain or a representative from the association, our assistant director? So she will be doing an update. So the arena is supposed to open back like tomorrow morning. It was managed quite well, so it means like the employees reacted really well. So did the emergency services. So we had a couple of areas that were impacted. So the rest of the arena, like the insurance also, and the insurance adjusted will be there. So they started to work on this file, and also the company for restoration. So they're working on it too. Everything is under control. So we'll start the process to do all the repair work. So what was the cause of it? It was the heating system. It's like it's a heating system, and the bag, there was a bag of equipment, and it caught on fire. So they were all checked, like the heating system. Thank you. Maybe Sylvain, so the update, the offer for the non-profit organization for the Pascal Poirier. I know you're part of the committee. Yes, Councillor Paul, it was published today. In fact, I could let Tino is piloting the file. So yes, it was put online, and there's a Facebook message also that was put to inform the people that like the tender call to tender was open. So the deadline is April 15 to get all like the proposal.
Last update on the Intergenture Center. I thought they were supposed to meet in December, January. We will be looking for an update for the Recreation Center. It's coming up soon. That's mine, actually. I just spoke to Colliers today. We asked them to come to council March 16th, I believe, in person to explain their roadmap that we discussed during last meeting. We received some the docs from Colliers. We've assessed them. There was some back and forth with them, and they're going to bring them back March 11th. There will be a briefing so that they can come present to you an update. Are we following the timeline? Yes. I didn't hear. Yeah, he answered yes.
Okay. All right, c'était tout. Merci.
That's all for me. Thank you.
Conseiller Patricia Bourg-Chevalier.
Councillor Patricia Brooke-Chevery. Thank you, Your Worship. Question? It's related to the agenda
Plan municipal.
for municipal plan. In terms of the timeline,
Ouais.
I know the committee is meeting.
Comme notre urbaniste Phil Robichaud. là, nous
Our
avons-
city planner, Phil Robichaud, discussed in January.
Le travail va durer un an.
This work will last about a year, maybe a bit more, maybe a little less. But in reality, the municipal plan will be adopted by the upcoming municipal council in so in the spring. Yes.
Il avait demandé à ce moment-là.
He asked at that point
Le comité pourrait commencer.
if the committee could start. The earlier the committee can start, the rest is with public consultations. So those are other things that Plan 360 are doing to get feedback. And plan inaudible. Mr. Clerk, do you have anything to add? No, not really. I have discussions with Phil Robichaud over the past week, and the work continues on their end. It's always been a timeline for 2027. So the work this year is towards that. Yes. Councillor Janice Cormier, thank you, Your Worship. So, didn't we discuss to look for what it would cost to compare by way of comparison to see what the cost for the services provided in the municipality? The issue was that it was taking a long time. It was like we were giving the time for Plan 360 to do things when we would like to see them go faster. We were trying to make it go faster, but I thought there was supposed to be a study, something that would be logical. In terms of revising municipal plan, there were many elements that had to be done via several studies, even before be it ourselves or Plan 360 that led that file. Those things were done for over 2025, and even at the start of 2026. I know that there was that study that we wanted, that we had requested. It made some progress, as I understood. Perhaps Mr. Clerk has more info. The last information that we have, Councillor Cormier, the CAO, Mr. Yves Legere, met the people from Plan 360 and shared that report that wasn't developed. And now we're waiting for feedback from Plan 360. Next, we have to come before a council, of course. It's already set down. I don't remember the date, but there'll be a presentation made by the CAO type of report or Stantec, the Stantec company that made that study. It's in progress. It's moving forward. There's been discussion of Plan 360, but no more answers. But it gives you a bit of a ballpark figure around where we're heading. Thank you. So is two more? Are there questions? No. Okay. Great. So the next item, no reading of bylaws, 15 motions and resolutions. Our deputy CAO will give us some background why for the bylaw officers. There's an extended leave involved here, so inaudible. So we met in Maritime Employment Services. They offer services to many municipalities. 10 or 15 municipalities in this province use them. So for there's a temporary contract with them to support us. It's just as needed. So if we need them for a special specific case, we call on them. So we suggested different agents from that company, somebody to support. Inaudible. Thank you. So before moving to the questions, Councillor Leonard Cormier, do you have a questions or do you want to make the reading of the motion? I need a motion on the table. I had a question, but I can read it if you like. I need the motion on the table before we. Whereas pursuant to Section 72 of the Local Governments Act, the council may appoint officers responsible for enforcing municipal bylaws. Be it resolved that the following individuals be appointed as enforcement officers for the town of Shediac. 1. Jordan Sear. 2. Marc Charette. 3. Samuel Leblanc. Be it further resolved that the above appointments shall continue as long as the services of the officers are retained by the municipality. I so move. Moved by Councillor Cormier, seconded by Sylvie Colette Boudreau. Councillor Roland, you have a question? In the budget, your worship, where do we find those additional monies? And when we determine where we're going to find them, what is the additional cost to the municipality for this? Thank you for the question, Madam Deputy CAO. The persons on extended leave, there's some amounts left in the budget for the bylaw officers for these contracts. They're not additional funds. It will come out of the monies, the budget where we pay the current officer. Does this mean that if our employee doesn't come back again, that it would be, in terms of savings, it would be just as good economically speaking to have an outdoor service? We would certainly have to assess all of our options, but we have a certain amount of dollars. If we're looking for a more permanent contract, if you want 35 hours this way instead of having an employee for 35 hours, we'll see what happens if. Thank you, Your Worship. Councillor Paul Boudreau, that's exactly the same question as Roland. That's what I had. Thank you. Thank you. Councillor Janice Cormier, same question? What's the name of the company? Maritime Services. They offer this type of service to many municipalities in southeast New Brunswick, the entirety of the county of Kent, I believe, and other parts of the province as well, I believe. Councillor Emile O'Brien, thank you, Your Worship. These three people, are they from Shediac? Or they live outside? The company serves all of New Brunswick. They have officers here and there. They are officers associated with other municipalities in Kent. They'll be supporting us temporarily. Inaudible. So with what we're asking, they're able to provide. Why the three names? Because there's leave and vacation. If somebody's busy, the other one can come. Inaudible. They won't be 30. They won't put in 35 hours. We call them as needed, so that we don't pay them when we don't need them. So, just the reason why. Inaudible. 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 Basically as needed and for really pressing items.
Un bon service de dépannage. là,
It's a good service, just to fill the gap.
Puis, c'est faut, je vois que je sais que Maritime Enforcement.
I know that Maritime Enforcement,
Ils offrent un très bon
even if their name is in English, they offer excellent bilingual services. Councillor Peter Bro. The only question I have, why are they giving us 3 names? Whereas providing service as needed? Because the municipal bylaw, says that you have to identify the people so that they are authorized to act as officers. Yes, they can offer services. All the municipalities that have access to their service also approve 3 or 4 or 5 names as the bylaw officers serving their territory. Inaudible. It's only those 3 people who can act as bylaw officers according to our bylaws. Inaudible. Thank you. Councillor Patricia Book-Chevalier, will those people fill the files? Inaudible.
Non, on va juste fermer les dossiers qui sont comme en cours, puis on va voir s'il y a des choses qui peuvent nous aider.
Inaudible. They'll see if they can help us with. That's fine. Thank you.
Non, sur ça.
So, all those in favor shall say aye. Yes. Contrary minded, nay.
Adopté.
Motion carried.
Des questions sur l'autre? Parce que...
Any questions on the other?
Ah, OK. Un petit peu d'arrière-plan.
So a bit of background. The last meeting we met, we talked about the request to the Lending Commission for the Bro Bridge project connecting to the water conduit. It was pretty busy in the last little while, so we sent it to the engineering consultant, and the one that expressed interest with the cost, it was lowest cost. That one, we assessed it all. Our local consultant, Mentor Consultants, who got it's for the design. Yes, great. Councillor Patricia, shall you read it? Bro Bridge Street Sidewalk Project Engineering Services. Whereas the Town of Shediac issued a request for proposals for the engineering services of the new Bro Bridge New Sidewalk and Water Main Project, whereas 3 proposals were received and duly evaluated. Be it resolved that the proposal submitted by Mentra Consultants Limited be accepted at a total cost of $64,400 plus HST. Moved by Councillor Patricia Book-Chevalier, seconded by Deputy Mayor Sylvie Colette Boudreau. Any questions on the motion? Councillor Boudreau. Yes. Thank you. Frederick, is it there? Yes, Frederick is there. I agree with the project. A few questions, Fred. I saw the report that Luc sent. With this company, it doesn't say what they're going to be doing for us. I understand the preparation. Are they providing supervision of the project as well? I think it's only designers. Design, typography, survey, drawings, plans for the construction of that project. I know that don't we have expertise internally to do this? It's $64,000 for a water line and a sidewalk. My question here is, with the expertise that we now have at the City Hall, we have civil engineers there. Is this something we do internally? Can we explore this? It looks like a lot to me. It's 10% of the project, more or less. It's a question, and I agree with the project. But I am calling it question, well, we're hiring another consultant here. We're saying that word a lot lately. Can you react to that, Fred? As I understand it, in the municipal world, I'm not sure, but in terms of engineering, you can't do everything internally. When it's related to water systems, it seems like a small project, but there's quite a bit of work to do design-wise. As it stands, it's not something that we could do internally. It does necessitate expertise in the water. The sidewalk, it's less big of a big deal. But the water system, you need to study it to go along with that.
OK. D'accord. Merci pour ta réponse.
I agree. Thank you for your answer. I just want to be sure that we're spending money well.
Merci.
Thank you, Fred.
Merci bien.
Thanь you.
Madame Super?
Madam Deputy Mayor, thank you, Your Worship. A question? The rough timeline for the start of construction. For that project, it won't be a long project, but it's a bit touchy as to where we put it in the timeline. We have to coordinate it with the main street for King to South Cove. We don't want to block Breaux Bridge and Main at the same time. So right now, we're focused on what we're looking at for the design of this. Try to do it early in the season before we finish Breaux Bridge and before we start Main. Otherwise, we'll take Main well before we finish Breaux Bridge, the Breaux Bridge extension, and come back later in the season to do that sidewalk. We looked at that with the consultant, and so for Breaux Bridge, it might go to one lane, but it won't be a fully blocked. The street won't be fully blocked. Then we have to assess where we do that small work so it won't affect traffic in the summer. My question was more selfish for myself. I live just right across from it. As soon as we know, inaudible. So you'll be able to provide an update. Come back to us once you can provide an update on the file. Please, that you're looking at planning on the work based on the other work happening in town. Breaux Bridge is not a small street after all. Thank you. Questions? Inaudible. So if it just goes down to one lane, one of the objectives is the crosswalk that's there. Internally, we said it has to be there before school starts in September. Thank you. So, with that, all those in favor shall say aye. Contrary-minded, nay. Motion carried. Thank you. 15.3 Trunk Sewer Line Project. For the background, February 19th, we opened the RFP for the sanitary trunk sewer. We're a bit surprised by the results. We had an estimate, an engineering estimate, as I recall, it was 16.7 million. We had 5 proposals from 5 contractors. The lowest was 13.1 million LCL excavation. So we made a motion here. We have a motion here. There's construction of the trunk line.
So we have the building of the trunk line and the engineering from Englobe for the project at $980,000. So we have 14.2 million altogether. It's still 2.6 million, like below the quote we did at the engineering. So yes, we'll go to the borrowing board too. It's a good surprise. It's a good price. It's good news. Our consultant contacted the company to review the price, and we did an evaluation of all prices. Everything is in the process. So they showed some interest. So they went to see they visited many times and with the sewer commission for Shediac. So everything is in place to start the work very soon. Perfect. Thank you. I would need a motion to start the process. Thank you. Whereas the town of Shediac issued a request for proposal RFP for the sanitary trunk sewer phase 1 project, whereas 5 proposals were received and duly evaluated, be it resolved that the proposal submitted by LLC Excavation to be accepted at a total. Yeah, I think you got confused because there were 2. The first one.
Ah, les deux motions.
On peut le faire, pas de problème. Il peut finir celle-là, par exemple.
Okay.
Moi, j'allais. Okay.
Yeah, they're a bit confused about the moment. So we'll start again. Whereas the town of Shediac issued a request for proposal for the sanitary truck sewer phase 1, whereas 5 proposals were received and duly evaluated, be it resolved that the proposal submitted by LC Excavation 26 Inc. be accepted at a total cost of $13,158,581.75, including HST.
Merci.
Thank you.
Ça, c'est proposé par le conseiller Joël Després.
Moved by Councillor Joël Després, seconded by Councillor Jean-Claude Bertin. Question on the project.
Conseiller Jeunesse Commune.
A couple. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Very happy, like it's below the price we accepted. But the reputation of the company, we were able to see, do we have any references, or is it a good company? Are they do they have a good reputation? We worked with them last year. The Main Street 2024. So there were some challenges. So we added in our planning some measures to be taken to ensure we do not make the same mistakes. So for now, all the administration team we're quite confident with Englobe, what they put in place with the measure they put, and also with. But we will keep an eye on the work. I thought I know the company for Main Street, and they did other projects in municipality. And we didn't have any problem, but it's a big project. We're not talking it's a big project, and I wouldn't want to have the same problem that we have in the past, and then if we have also unforeseen problem, I would rather have a company that can do the work and we don't have any problems. Do we have any things in the contract to protect us if something happened? Or so one of the things we brought a weekly meeting also on the progress. To each meeting we have we know where we're at, would be a progress report. If it's no, we stop there, and so we will have no surprises at the end of the project. Councillor O'Brien.
Émile, j'ai la parole après, puis pardon.
Yes, I got the call. So if we start so it would be on Ohio Road. Are they in any cost sharing? Would have the province for this type of project? Mentioned with the price, 10.8 million in grants. So there's not a whole lot of money coming from the town of Shediac. Yes, it's to see what the project could do. And this funding also has already been approved. With our former CEO, it's not the cost that the numbers I gave you. It's not the cost that the town will see. It's provincial and federal together. Councillor Paul Boudreau, yes. This trunk line, is it for other users?
C'est pour les eaux usagées, oui, les égouts.
Yes, it's wastewater and sanitary.
Donc, il va
The
au
trunk
bureau
line.
office, là, à la-
So it would go up to would go to Boudreau office, like the small
C'est la ville qui
treatment
fait-
facility. So why is the
C'est pas la
town
commission
paying?
des égouts, juste
It's
la
not
ville
like the sewer commission. I agree with that
Pourquoi c'est pas la
project.
commission des égouts qui
Why
prend-
isn't the sewer commission like
le
that would
public,
foot the bill because it's their product?
là?
Essentially, Councillor Boudreau, it's because of the magnitude of the project, like for the importance of the town. The sewer commission wants to maintain the system and it's not looking to develop the system. So this one is for development. So that's why like the town decided like to take the lead on this file to bring it like to term. And in a sense, like either it's the would have been the commission or us, like the federal provincial funding would have been the same in that sense. And the municipality would have to pay for the difference.
Tout le monde qui va se brancher sur le système, c'est-
Everyone will connect on the system, so the sewer commission will benefit from it. The town will own the trunk line.
OK. Puis juste pour être clair, j'ai dedans parce
Just to be clear also,
qu'est-ce que la contribution de la ville?
what is the
Sur qu'on vote
contribution
sur
of the
quoi?
town, like what we're voting on tonight? Ballpark, just a ballpark.
2,9 millions, donc presque 3
Two,
millions.
close 2.9 millions or close to 3 million, like will be paid by the town, and the rents,
OK, des bonnes
the
nouvelles.
10.1 will be paid by other level of government. Eventually, like the amount is lower than. Is it possible if Melissa is there, like to get like a document
On est rendu pour la dette.
to see where we at, like for the debt?
C'est bien.
Because to develop, it's great, like, but could we have a document,
Comment est-ce qu'on doit?
the percentage of the debt, how much we owe? Because again, we have big projects in mind and we should be ready. We do not need like an answer this evening or next week. Like if Melissa could prepare some kind of a table, I will forward the request. It's not it's Monica, not Melissa.
C'est tout.
That's
Merci
all.
beaucoup, et,
Thank you very
bon,
much.
de bons travaux. Merci, Fred.
Good work. Thank you, Fred. Councillor Roland.
Merci, Monsieur le maire.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
La question, Fred.
So the question, Fred, also he mentioned possibly like that we overrun, like if it happened, we would stop and talk to the contractor. Where in the contract, like, could we allow the cost overrun? So there are many situations that out of our control. So we try also like to think about everything, like all the problems that could happen. But if I may give an example, so the soil is really hard. It's a rocky, very rocky soil, and we see like higher costs. Would be like the excavation also of the street. So we're trying to figure what it was, and we kind of decided what we thought we would need, but things that are out of our control, like when you try to dig, like in some projects, sometimes we get some surprise. So if they were like a former pipe or that was not part of the drawings, yes, that might have higher costs. But for rocky, if there's some rot. So what would be who would be watching this? Because we will sign a contract with LCL. So they're saying like the rock. They say the rock is harder, and we say the rock is not that hard. Is there any arbitration system you could use? Is it in good faith or? Because it's the first time I've been hearing the cost overrun, like in 3 years. I just want to understand, like the 13 could become a 19. Yes, of course, there's always some risk in the project. On our side, we have someone that is assigned, like to keep the project and make sure. So those costs are monitored very closely. And so we had someone on the project, and some costs were added. And also with the excavation that was there, but there's a lot of costs. It didn't come here because our employee was able to debate them with the contractors. Yes, yes, it's a sustainable cost or it's not a sustainable cost. So in this case, we're lower in our lower than the engineering estimates. So that's why we want to make sure. So they have some places. We'll see, like if it really like a higher cost or not. We will take care of this. Thank you. So, Mr. Mayor, what can we do? And I hope like we don't have a higher cost. If the costs are 10% higher, like the project, we have to go back to the council. Is it 5% of a cost? You know, if we get costs that are more expensive, is it like we pay it or? So can you explain the process, how we proceed for to notify the council? So if the costs are higher, that's a good question. Is there a percentage? I don't think there's a percentage, but let's say like the costs were higher, and it's a big amount. Like the staff will bring it to our attention, even if it's minor, they will still bring it to our attention. What does it mean, like for minor and important? Because some of us might not be around the table if it happened. It will be brought to the councils. If there's a cost overrun, usually it's brought to the council because it's the first time I've seen this in 3.5 years. So that's why I'm asking a little bit more questions than usual on this file. There's some contingency that is applied. So we have to go to the capital borrowing board. So there's a contingency, like projects like this one. There's always like a risk sharing. That's a contingency we add. And then we look as we go, like if we over the contingency, if we have to spend it or not. But I can understand like at the borrowing board, like you have a better runaway. But this evening, you're asking us to approve like a project of 13.518 million, and I agree, and I'll be voting for it. But my question is again, and maybe if you're not sure, like maybe the answer is. So the question is like if there's additional cost or cost overrun, like for reasons and all good reason. I'm not questioning this. Like I just want to understand. If there is an overcost, an overrun, do we have to go back to the council, or if not? So I just want to know, like. No, but I cannot make you some answer like a question you don't want to answer, or you're not sure. So Mr. Mayor might be able to help. We can come back with more precision. So when there is a cost overrun, I rely on a couple of examples I know. Knock on wood, it did not happen very often. It's a matter of the administration will be aware, and the administration will try to manage this. As Frédéric mentioned, there is a contingency of a certain amount percent, like 10 or more. Like usually, like the contingency is higher, the more the project is costly. So it's just a matter. If we go into that contingency, like the council will be made aware, even if we have money to pay for it, because it's above this. Like it's another thing. It's something else. Like if it's more significant, it will have to come back to the council too. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I can understand, like from I can understand from the administration, they define many things in the contract, like compared to the contract we had in the past, trying to foresee those things, and they will do like a more meticulous follow-up. So during the project, at the price, so the project remains at the price they told us. These are good questions. So on the first motion is to give the contract. All in favor signify saying aye. Against nay. Carried. Thank you. Second motion. Be it resolved that the engineer serving for the truck line Phase 1 be given to Anglo for a total of $982,018.52. HST included. I shall move by Councillor Joël Després, seconded by Jean-Claude Bertin. Questions on this part? If not, all in favor, signify saying aye. Against, nay. Motion carried. Thank you. For appointment to committees, so usually I give the background. It's part of the mayor's is to recommend the appointments to committees, and these are for the municipal plan. So they will be working with Plan 360 to review the municipal plan. I'm giving you like six names, half a dozen names. So I try like to find individuals. We want people, I didn't want six clones. I wanted people that came from different parts of the municipality, different experiences. And I recommend Sébastien Leblanc. He's a resident and he's also like member of RCMP and president of the like Outdoor Association. Mr. Marc Léjean is a local business owner, insurance company. Also, Mr. André Pellerin, resident and also like a former business owner. Mrs. Micheline Doiron, she is a Pointe-Jeanne resident. She's a lawyer by training, and she has some experience like for property assessment. So she will be she was president. Mrs. Justine Leblanc, she's a real estate agent. And Rémi Béliveau, he's a manager of an automobile dealership we have in Scodoc. And he lives in this area. So these are the individuals I recommend. So we need someone to read the motion. You read the motion. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Shediac Municipal Plan. I shall move. Whereas the town of Shediac must update its municipal plan, whereas an advisory committee is needed to support the work of Plan 360, be it resolved that the following individuals formed the Municipal Plan Review Advisory Committee. Sébastien Leblanc, resident, member of RCMP and president of Diaposoa. Marc Léger, local business owner. André Pellerin, resident. Micheline Doiron, lawyer. Justine Leblanc, real estate agent. And Rémi Béliveau, manager of automobile dealership. Be further resolved that the municipal administration provides support to the initiative by allocating the necessary human resources. I shall move. Thank you. Thank you. Moved by Sylvie Colette, seconded by Councillor Patricia Bourg-Chavary. Question. Councillor Joël Després. Will the council like we will have a meeting also, a working session for the municipal plan? Yes, we should have one. So yes, we should have one. And it's true there will be like the election during this exercise. So we're discussing with Plan 360. We would like to get at least a consultation with the current municipal council and probably like another consultation with the new municipal council, because some people could change. So my question was, myself, I have a thing I would like to see on our plan. And I'm probably not the only one. Thank you. So it was, we had a few opportunities like to do this. And the public also, like, there will be public consultation. It's a process that's lasting a year. It's not something that will be done like by itself. On this note, yes, I saw Paul, Councillor Paul Boudreau. Yes, excellent choices. Bravo, these are good individuals. Just a question, like, don't name names, because the election is coming April, May.
c'était pas sage d'avoir un ou
Would
deux
it be
membres
wise to have one or two council members eventually on this
avoir
committee
représentativité
to get some representation,
du conseil,
to have an input from the council? And I would see like mostly councillors like from the new section territory of town because there will be more changes. Like,
Non, qu'est-ce que vous pensez de ça?
what do you think?
C'est un gros projet, hein? Oui, c'est des citoyens qui
It's a
sont-
big project, very capable citizens, yes, but
représentativité du conseil.
I'd love to see some council representation up there.
Comprends bien, conseiller Boudreau,
Well, the problem is, it's one of the questions when we had discussions with Plan 360, they've done have the same process with many of the municipalities. It's a question of it's providing an opportunity to the community to contribute to and play that role. Basically, you're not looking for a current elected official to serve on that committee. Perhaps a former councillor, but on that committee, it was very strongly suggested that it not be the current elected officials sitting on it. The current elected officials would have a chance to contribute their opinion, their information, their interpretation of the positive changes as regards the municipal plan. But the council can do it anyway. That wouldn't be happening on the committee. That's what Plan 360 and the planners were recommending. And that's how I proceeded.
J'ai pas tout d'accord avec ça.
I'm not in agreement with that. We're elected to represent and make decisions, be it for municipal files. Any municipal file requires planning. If the recommendation comes from there, I'm anxious to see how this process will happen. I don't agree.
On a été élus partout la nouvelle.
We were elected as part of the new town of Shediac. I would expect excellent feedback from elected officials. That's my point of view on the question. I will support the motion, but eventually, thank you, Councillor Boudreau. Councillor Rodin Cormier.
Premièrement,
First of all,
conseiller Boudreau,
Councillor Boudreau,
si t'es pas d'accord, on peut
if you don't agree, we can modify the motion and the council will decide.
Suggérer ça, c'est que
I'd just like to suggest that.
je suis pas en désaccord avec
I'm not in disagreement with what you're saying.
Désaccord avec,
I'm not in disagreement with the names on that you provided, Your Worship. But here's my only question. It's been 3 and a bit years and a bit that we've been waiting on this. It's finally here. It's just on the eve of municipal elections. I think it's the prerogative of the next mayor to name the members of this committee, and not to this current mayor, with all the respect due to you. We're 2 months away from municipal elections. The question that I would ask, that I think I have the answer, can the next mayor modify the membership of this committee? Or by accepting them tonight, do we give them a mandate for the next year? Good question. I have to think about this one. Right. With the motion tonight, let's take for granted that it passes. So those 6 people are named on the committee. It's a municipal committee. Basically, from the municipal council, the municipal council's committee, the municipal council will play a specific role, maybe a bit more than another, with respect to revising the municipal plan. The council could basically in the future change those members. It would be a council decision. The council would have to make that decision. It would probably be complicated, Your Worship. In theory, the new council could consider it, but in reality, it would be very complicated. The council here asked citizens to serve. They said yes. The point that I'd like to make on this, I think that we should table this. I think it's the next mayor that should name this committee. We've been waiting 3 years and 2 extra months. Doesn't raise any big issue. I don't think it's a material issue to wait for 2 months. We've been waiting for 36 months. But there were many reasons for that, why we couldn't do this before. Nonetheless, we're in that situation. Your worship, I'd be ready to make a motion to table it.
Vous l'avez à lui? Non.
Ça va, j'ai pas, je suis pas un élu.
Parfait. Donc, j'ai une motion pour.
So I have a motion to table this,
Essentiellement jusqu'au.
basically to the next elections.
Non.
No.
C'est une
Table.
qui-
It's a question.
qui n'aura pas de débat. Par contre,
There will be no debate when it comes to tabling. I do need somebody it's a second. Is there a member of the council who will second the motion to table? Councillor Boudreau?
Harry, you're
Harry?
to table
Yep.
the motion?
Harry?
Yes.
Bien, vote, oui. S'il n'y avait pas de secondaire, évidemment, la motion pour tabler.
There was a no seconder, the motion to table would not go forward. I have Councillor Leonard Cormier.
Yes, Councillor McElroy.
Yes,
I do have my hand up to second the motion.
Yes, you were seconding the motion.
Okay,
So I have Councillor Cormier making the motion and you seconding the motion to table the motion until next council session, until after the elections in May.
C'est ça.
Sur ce, je vais vous demander pour.
I will ask you,
Il y en a un peu pour et contre, là.
there's some for and against. All those in favor of tabling until next election, please raise your hand.
Deux.
2, 3, 4, 4, 5.
Tous contre.
All those against.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay, so 6, 5.
Okay, 6, 5, that's 11. So who haven't I counted?
Paul, tu vas être contre.
Paul, you're voting against? I was voting against. I'd like to bring a change to the motion if possible.
Okay. Okay.
If you're voting against it,
5 pour
so
tabler.
5 for tabling, 7 against. The motion for tabling to table it is defeated.
J'ai- Avant toi, Paul, j'avais-
Before you, Paul,
Conseil McElroy.
I had Councillor McEnroy and Deputy Mayor.
Did you-
Councillor McEnroy.
Did you want to speak on the motion or just the tabling of the motion?
On peut-il savoir qui a voté pour ou contre?
Could we know who voted for and against? We don't see anything. I understand you're remote.
Les personnes qui ont voté
The people who voted for
tablé, c'était
tabling
même Conseil
were
Cormier,
you, Councillor Cormier, Councillor McEnroy,
Després,
Councillor Deputy,
Steves et-
Councillor Steves, and Councillor Brooke Chevary.
Parfait. Comme dit, la motion est défaite.
The motion is defeated.
Sur ce,
So with that, Councillor McEnroy,
speaking to the motion, Your Worship,
or-
I have a number of concerns. One is I think that there should have been kind of like a public invitation throughout the community for private citizens, business people, anybody who has an interest to express their interest in participating in this. I'm not sure that that happened. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but if it was just you soliciting folks who might have an interest and might have the time and some background and so on to be able to make a valuable contribution, that's one thing. But I think if we even defer this for a week or two, it might provide an opportunity for all of the township, all of the private citizens who might not be aware that there's an opportunity to put your name forward to participate in a committee like this. It might give them a chance to do that. On the point of having members of council sit on this committee, I disagree with that. It is essentially an advisory committee to council. So to have council members sitting on a committee that's advising itself is a conflict. The nature of the committee is such that it functions best when it's at arm's length from council and can make recommendations that council's not interfering with as they're being developed. Not interfering with, I guess, might not send the right message, but if it's a recommendation coming from a committee to council and that committee is consulting during the process, as it will over the next year, with members of the public at public sessions, various parts of the community, inviting submissions in writing and people making oral submissions at public sessions and so on and so forth. This advisory committee, in conjunction with the planning staff, is packaging and processing and putting together and generating recommendations from that process that will go to council. Council can reject them, accept them, modify them as it sees fit. But to have your hand in the process as it's taking place, to me, defeats the purpose of having that objective, if you will, advisory committee and the consultations that go with it, with the public. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Magloire. Councillor Bourgeois. Madame la Maire suivante.
Merci, Monsieur le Maire.
Madam Deputy Mayor, thank you very much for your comments, Councillor McEnroy. I agree. Your second statement regarding having an advisory committee and not with no elected officials, the recommendations will come before council at that point. And to debate the opinions and recommendations. I'm going to speak a bit out of turn here. With all due respect to Councillor Cormier, from here to the next election, we need to continue. We're an elected council until the next election. If we're always of the opinion that, it's up to the next council that will be coming up in the future to make decisions, what are we doing here? I think that we should continue. We're elected officials, and I'll continue my job until the next election. We shouldn't push this back. I'm pleased. I know I'm speaking a bit out of turn here, but I appreciate the time that you've allocated to me, Your Worship. Councillor Peter Breaux. Thank you, Your Worship. Just a comment regarding people chosen. I think we're really lucky here. I'd like to congratulate you to having chosen high quality people. I know all of these people. They are very competent people. The longer we wait to develop this, I'm really comfortable with these people. For the people who don't know them, they have a good reputation in the region. There's no reason to wait. I agree. We can pass this motion. Thank you, Councillor Breaux. So, Councillor Paul.
Harry got me sold. I have no problem at all with the.
Harry.
I didn't really think it through for a consultation committee. You're absolutely right. I think we're going to get a good job, and let's do it now. Thank you.
Merci, Councillor Boudreau.
Thank you, Councillor Boudreau. With all that, the motion is before us. A motion on the floor. All those in favor, raise your hand. All those against. 2? Nobody. Motion carried. Thank you very much. In the next meeting, in 2 weeks, on March 16, 2026, from here to then, I wish you a good evening. And Councillor Germain, inaudible.
Ce soir, non.